So recording has started now. Oh my god, I can't 38 minutes gone. Oh well.
Can I just say something as regards like
Okay.
non-technical? Is it allowed?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll just use like few seconds. So I'm not sure. So when I joined the program, then there's someone called Princess Oviave. I don't. The surname is somehow. So she was a gold MLSA then. In fact, she was one of the first gold MLSA we had in Nigeria. So I then for as early as Microsoft Learn Student Community started then, one of the first female goals that we had then was a non-technical person. She was only doing design. She just took her design to another level. So there are different branches, although Microsoft, most of the time, you see the technical side. But you as a non-technical person, find a way that you're able to like learn. Don't limit yourself because you're non-technical. Be open-minded. And then you can use your non-technical skills to find ways to make yourself unique. That's what I'll just say.
All right, thank you very much, Babatunde. So you don't have to be in tech or be studying a technical course before you can apply to the MLSA program. Also, the program is for undergraduates and postgraduate students alike. It is not limited to university students. I'm sharing a screen of like the milestones available in the Microsoft Student Ambassador Program since we've been shouting beta and gold since. So for those who might find it confusing, you can just read through was on the screen. Now over to Mahmoud. Um, okay. You're a beta student ambassador, right? That's the second stage in the MLSA milestone. Can you share a memorable experience of like some of the key responsibilities and activities that you've been involved in as an MLSA, and how long have you been an MLSA?
All right. Thank you very much for the question. So I've been in the program for about 2 years now. I joined in July 2021. So I think that's even more than 2 years. So memorable experience. I have two to share. The first
Okay.
one was the watch party I organized in 2021. So as I said, I joined in July, but the watch party was organized in December. So that's like less than 6 months joining into the program. So why the watch party is memorable was because it gave me a sense of courage to be more audacious about my goals. Being a new student ambassador that time, I think I was still alpha that time, so I was still relatively new to the program. So, but Jaflex asked on the group that who wants to organize a watch party. Okay, let me talk a bit about the watch party. So the watch party is the title of the watch party is actually MCTWACB, which means Microsoft Certified Trainers West African Cloud Bootcamp. So what the watch party was about is that the Microsoft certified trainers, they are people that are very good at Microsoft technologies. So they talk about Microsoft technologies. They do like evangelism about Microsoft technologies. So they came together, the people that are in the West Africa region, they came together to organize a cloud boot camp to talk about different cloud technologies, Azure, .NET, all those things, Power Platform and all those things. So they needed to reach out to their audience, which are students and people that are non-students that are tech inclined. So for them to reach out to students, they can't come to each school and be organizing events. It's more expensive. So they have to organize some kind of watch party, a virtual event to bring everyone together to organize to get the message to people. So they now needed people to organize watch parties in each school or in each region. So I just took up the task that okay, so though I'm new to the program, I took up the task that I want to organize the watch party. And I was put forward like other ambassadors, they're able to have the courage in me that okay, this guy can actually do it. And we organized the watch party together and it was very, very successful. So after the event, I organized my own event, which promoted me to beta. So the watch party actually gave me the courage to be more audacious about my goals and more intentional about growth. Because for me to organize a watch party, being less than even 1 year into the program, that means I can actually do a lot using the resources that I've been provided with. Then the next experience, of course, is the Global Power Platform events. So let me brag small. So the Global Power Platform events, Akure, is the largest global power platform event so far in Nigeria, and it was organized by the Microsoft Lens Student Ambassadors in FUTA, Flora, and others. It was championed by Flora actually. So the event was organized to introduce people or sensitize people about low-code technologies or no-code technologies, which are the Power Platform tools, Power BI, Power Automate, Power Apps, Virtual Agent, and other stuff. So we brought in someone from Microsoft, Mr. Yebuke. He's popular in the data community in Nigeria. We brought Mr. Yusuf, who was a FUTA alumnus. So then we brought Mrs. Komolola Alfred and one other person. So what we did for the event is that we organized the event, and it was actually a big event because we used the school auditorium. No other community in the school, student community in the school, has ever used the school auditorium for an event before. So we worked with the VC. One of the things that happened during the event was that we had meetings with the VC. Like VC was in front of us, we talked to her, and she gave us a lot of resources. So that's one of the best things that has happened to me this year. So I would say that GPPB is actually the biggest achievement for me so far in 2023. So those are the memorable events that I can share so far concerning the program. Hopefully I'll be able to do more before actually leaving the program. And even if I leave the program, I will still be here to serve the community. Thank you very much.
Okay, that was really nice. JPPB was a fun event for me too. Okay, it's actually 20 minutes already, but I still have like about 2 questions. So I'll throw it open. I would ask the question and any panelist can choose to answer. So for the first question, what kind of support and resources does Microsoft provide to MLSs, like to help them excel in their roles?
Okay, let me answer that. So, of course, Microsoft provides like monthly Azure credits. So you have credits, um, you have like free subscription, Microsoft 365 subscription for 1 year, and this keeps renewing every year until you probably graduate. So you have access to premium, all these things really. Then you also have like access to I think it's developer subscription, product keys, yeah. So you get like tons of Microsoft products for free, really. Stuff that people pay like huge amount of money for. And if you're a developer especially, you would really enjoy it. So um and also you also get, of course, you have swags, you have opportunities, right? I think the opportunities are also very, very important, like opportunities to speak at global stages. For example, when uh I think it was last year, I spoke at Global Azure 2023, and that was big for me, speaking at a global platform. And also this year, I was also part of the admin team for Global Azure 2023, and like these are also cool opportunities that you have, right? Also, if you also get like to review stuff, you
Please,
get to
everyone else, mute
review,
yourselves, please.
yeah. Okay, so it gets like preview products. So if Microsoft is about to get to do something, they'll like ask us, blah blah blah, and then we say, yeah, this is cool, sure. Before Copilot came, I think, well, is it Copilot or Code Spaces? I'm trying to be sure now. So we were the first to premiere it, blah blah. So you have like tons of opportunities. Also, referral, right? You want to intern at Microsoft. I know Jaflet has actually volunteered to like, you know, refer you and like tons of things really build network, build connections, and yeah, basically. I also mentioned LinkedIn Premium. Please, LinkedIn Premium is like life helper, especially if you know how to use it. Like God, so sweet. If you don't know, check how much a month. I think it's about 11K or so, or 23K. I think it has increased. So imagine Microsoft just covering that bill for you for 1 year. And you also get access to LinkedIn Learning. So LinkedIn Learning is very, like, that's been very, very useful for me. If I want to like learn something quick, right, just go to LinkedIn Learning, just search what I want to learn, and I already have knowledge, right? You can also use it to learn, it's just like a course platform, right? You learn, get certificates for free, and not free to everybody, oh, but free to you because you're an ambassador. So that's like really, really awesome. Okay, yeah, I think that's what I can remember right
Okay,
now.
thank you very much for me. So before we move on to the last question, everyone has been throwing the name Jaflet around. Who can help us like introduce who he is and like his major, how would I put it? Will I say achievements? What makes him so, big in our mouth and all?
Let me clear the floor.
Uh-huh.
So Japheth is our, let me put it like this. If you guys are familiar with the word Godfather, so it's something like that. So Japheth nominated me to get into the program when I was, I think, as far as 2020 or so, when I was like, oh, I didn't know. And also, he's currently a cloud advocate at Microsoft right now. He works there, but he's also someone that has done quite a lot for the Microsoft Learn student community in Nigeria. More of like if you're organizing events, you want to get, like, you want referrals to get into like Microsoft, he will try his best. He's not the one that will give you the job, but will try his best to connect you with the right person. And also, he's someone that he knows the pain of what students go through. It will come like, it's a different thing. Like, people have graduated, they then apply for job, they get it, but he knows what it is to go through like the student journey, apply to get into the students ambassadors community, then upsell yourself, like, more of like, how will I put it? More of like putting yourself out there. So Microsoft, Jaffle got his job by constantly putting himself out there, doing things that people will say like, I cannot do it. Oh, it's hard for me. Oh, I'm not sure I can do it. So that's someone he's someone that you will just be whining. He's a whiner too, but he has done a lot for the student community and he's constantly trying to help. So he's a cloud advocate, but aside cloud advocate, he's someone that's, I have so much respect for him, sir.
Was he
Yeah.
also an MLSA?
Yes, a good MLSA to be precise, before he became a Microsoft advocate, cloud advocate rather. Yes.
Okay. So to the final and most important question, also throwing this open to everyone. Um, so what qualities or skills do you guys believe are essential for someone to become a successful Microsoft Learn student ambassador? And how can aspiring ambassadors develop these traits, even though they don't have it now, but they are passionate about getting into the program? How can they develop such qualities or skills that you believe are essential?
Uh, can I go?
Okay, anybody can take the floor actually. And if you are done talking, if anyone else wants to add to what you said, no problem.
Yes, I think Flora too should add this to this. So one thing I noticed in the Microsoft, or a trait that is even genuine to anybody, is being respectful to, and also having the right attitude, because that has helped me quite a lot. So If you join it, like you want to join anything at all, you want to apply for anything, you need to have the right set of mind, and also like being open to learn. So like I mentioned, I was someone that, if you have to look at it, I'm coming from HR. Like, why is this HR person doing Azure? Why is he doing this one? Why is he doing technical writing? Because I'm open to learning. See, I always say this thing, when you're an undergrad, there's nothing like you just set your career paths straight like that. Life doesn't work that way. I tried so many things. I tried web dev, I tried AI, I tried a lot of things. Because as an undergrad, you have the liberty to explore. So I would say that in the Microsoft community, just have the mindset to explore. Yes, you'll be learning things that will help you contribute to your career path. Like, okay, at the end of it, okay, you then say, okay, this is what I want to do, or this thing. Have the right attitude to learn, be respectful to people, and also have an open mind to explore a lot of things. I've explored quite a lot of things. Like, I'm always at the benefit page of Microsoft, and like the product keys. What product keys am I getting this week? What am I getting next
Oh
week?
yeah.
Yeah.
Bumi did not remember to mention that. The product keys that you mentioned, please elaborate on it.
Okay, so you know how, like, you want to get Microsoft on your laptop, you want to get the latest version, or you want, like, Microsoft have different products. They have Microsoft 365 on your, that you can download, like Excel, Word, and PowerPoint.
Hello.
I can't hear. Is it just me or
I think you went off. Babatunde, are you still on the call?
And these keys are very
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm back now. Can you hear
All
me?
right. Yes, yes.
Yeah, where did I stop? I think, can
You
you
were
guys hear
talking
me?
about the
about
product
product
keys
keys?
like for Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Windows, and the likes.
Yes. Yes, so you have access to each one of them. And also, like, let's say they release like 2022 version. I'm currently using like Excel of 2021, and it gives me quite a lot of things, pivot tables. Like, these are things that, although some of us have access to them, we don't use them. But some people, like many ambassadors I know in the community, we don't even actually pay for anything called Microsoft, like anything Microsoft, we don't pay for it. We just know that we have access to all of them. And yeah, so product skills really help as a student and as an Nigerian, that resources are quite scarce to learn. Yeah, I'll say that. Yeah, really good.
Okay, does anyone else have something to add to that? Like qualities or skills that are essential?
Anna,
Yes?
I think Flora
okay,
should go.
please repeat the question. I was asking on the because I
Oh,
didn't hear it the first time.
okay. I said, what qualities or skills do you believe are essential for someone to be a successful Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador?
Okay. Well, for me, that's one of the things I actually enjoy about being an ambassador is the fact that everyone respects each other. So I've never seen a case where anyone is fighting before. Like because we are humans, right? I feel like at some point we should step on each other's toes. Yeah, it happens though, where we get step on each other's toes, but we trash it out like normally. Like there is no cause for one kind of big bish that okay, this is happening. So that's one of the things I actually enjoy about being an ambassador, both at the global level where all schools get to interact, and even within ourselves in FUTA, like there's no cause for any disharmony and all. Then also, another quality I like about being an ambassador is okay. To me, I feel like it prepares you for places ahead, like ahead of school. Like while I was still in school, before I got into tech and before I got into MLSA, like I said earlier, I've always been this shy person. Like very, very shy. I don't talk anywhere I am, in class, in church, everywhere. I just like keeping low key. Like nobody should know me and all. But coming into MLSA, it has built this leadership traits in me, such that I can handle like I've grown past that place where I limit myself and box myself up that I can't do this. Now, if any challenge is thrown at me, I don't know. There is just this courage I have that no, I can do it, even if I've never done it before. Like now, I can take up any project. So far, I have the time. I can take up any project, even if I don't have experience in it. I know I will be able to handle it. If it's that I need to work with people that have the skills that I need and all. I just know it's going to be possible and I will be able to execute it. So that's another quality that I see that okay, it's possible for you to get being a MLSA. Seriously, MLSA becoming an MLSA is like one of the best things a student will ever um have. Like it gives you an experience that you can only get when you are working, and that's outside of school, but you can build it while you are still in school currently. So if you are a student like 100 200, even if you are in your final years, don't be limited. You still have the time before you graduate to apply to become an MLSC and do things. Yeah, so that's it for me.
Okay, thank you very much, Flora. Our time is fast spent. If any of the ambassadors still have something to say, you can add it to like the additional insights section. For now, we have our Q&A. If you have any questions to ask, like aside those that have dropped questions in the chat, please raise your hands and then I'll call your name for you to ask your questions. We'll take one question from those raising their hands and then one question from the chat section. I think only Matthew's hand is up for now. Matthew, what is your question?
Guys, I just want to quickly ask there's a student here from Unilag. I just want to ask him because I'm also a student of Unilag, and this is my is a student ambassador of Unilag or something like that. I've been trying to apply them, but this recording I'm always in there is always turning me off. But I don't even know how to even go about it. So I think that's my question for him. So you can just shed more light on that recording they are asking for.
Okay. I think the questions have quite changed. I think I can take that. Sorry, I'm Alima.
Okay,
I
no
think the
problem.
questions have quite changed. But I remember when I was applying then, I think they asked me to like do a recording for one of the three questions. I think I did the one on organizing like event, how to do that. So first thing I did, I don't even have the document. I'll try to search for it. I think I've cleared out my drive. Okay, this question has been, let me check. Mahmoud dropped something.
Can I get your LinkedIn profile so I can just
Everyone's LinkedIn profiles will be dropped. Like all of the speakers are no. Don't worry.
Okay.
Just like let us finish the Q&A session for now.
Okay. Yeah, so if you're asking like that time, man, I did like I just fleshed out all of the questions on the Google Doc. So there's something people don't know. It's hard to memorize all of them because I'm someone that my memory retention for things like is 50-50. If I'm in good mood, I memorize well. So what you can do, just open split screen, and once you've put out everything, there's a way you can record yourself. You can use your laptop recorder and just upload it to the drive, or and then you get that drive link and append to the application. So as simple as it is, I know the video part is probably the hardest. A lot of people don't have the time. For myself, I did it in the midnight when my people are asleep, and you know, I just do whatever. I practice like 5 times, shared it with people, and ask them what they think about it. And yeah, I think that's it too. So the first phase is write down all of the questions, like write it down, provide answers to them on a Google Doc or Microsoft Word or something like that. Then you practice, like choose the one that you are very confident that you can do the video recording on, and then you just do it, and that's it. And another thing people don't know is that you should try to get other people's opinion, because I mean, just get a lot of people, then you can include that feedback to also like improve the recording and all of that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Babatunde. Matthew, has that answered your question? Hello.
Yes, can you hear me? Yes, thank you.
Okay. Kindly like bring your hand down. Okay, so Abdul-Azeez Adewale, one of the you feel some type of way about MLSA is because you're a UI UX designer. So what are the opportunities there for UI UX designers? Is any panelist willing to take up the question? Or should I answer him?
What's the question?
Abdul-Azeez Adewale,
Hello?
he said one of the reasons why he always feels somehow about MLSA is because he's a UI UX designer. So he wants to know what
Oh,
opportunities that are there for UI UX designers.
okay. I think Bumi mentioned that when she was talking. She mentioned an example, Stephen Praise. So the thing is, you are UX designer. You are very, very important because um in MLSA sometimes hackathons are organized, and in every hackathon where you are building a product, probably an MVP, you need your front end, back end, and you also need your designer. So as much as you're not writing the code, designers are still very, very important. And aside that, even in creation of flyers. So like for example in MLSA footer, there are two UI UX designers that we have currently, and they are very much helpful because when we're organizing events and how we need designers to help us come up with something, they are always available to do that. So Stephen Price also, as a gold MLSA before he graduated, same thing. He was always helping people out with their design, and that was like something unique because it's not everybody that have the designing skill. So you might not really have like a particular stack, but it's also a place you can learn. That's the truth. Like coming into MLSA, there are always new things to learn. Now there's even a platform for designers to really utilize their skills, which is the Power Platform. So Microsoft brought in a technology whereby you can convert your Figma design to an app without you knowing how to code. It's in the Power Platform technology space. So there are actually opportunities for you as a designer. Don't allow that to deter you. You can still apply.
Thank you very much, Flora. Before we take the next question, there's something I would like to add. One of the designers that we have in Futa, like UI UX designers, when she also came into the MLSA program, I think she faced the same issue you are worried about. The fact that, okay, when you hear MLSA or when you hear of Microsoft, the first thing you think of is stuff like Microsoft Azure, data analyst, data scientist, Power Platform, and the likes. So she was like, as a UI UX designer, what space does she have here? And I think she connected with Stephen Praise, the other designer we have in Futa, Awal, and the likes. And then it was time for her to host our event. Sorry. She actually realized that Microsoft has a design tool called Microsoft Designer. And she learned it within like not so long. I was able to host an event training people on how to use it. That's like a major opportunity in the MLSA program also. Like Flora mentioned, it's the learning process. If you are used to Figma, just like Abisola, coming into the Microsoft program, you realize that there is a Microsoft design tool that is even like much better compared to Canva when you compare both on a scale. But that's the kind of AI prompt stuff when I attended the event where you just like type in what you want to design and it brings it out. As a designer, you'll be able to like modify it and stuff like that. She was able to train people on using that. The same way those who are into cloud engineering train people on using Microsoft Azure and all. So you have a lot of opportunities available in the MLSA program, even as a UI UX designer. Okay, so now let's check those with their hands raised. Lim Joshua, please unmute and ask your question.
All right. Good afternoon. Thank you.
Good
So I want to
afternoon.
ask, first of all, is there any MLSA, guy or lady in University of Abuja? Because I'm from there and I've basically like heard nothing about it. And secondly, like even though I think I've seen someone asked it in the chat box, I just want to know if there like is any specific technical skills that need to be required, like as a prerequisite before becoming an ambassador.
Okay, any panelists can answer the question actually.
Yeah, I don't think I've not heard from Uni Abuja, but I think we have the group chat. We can ask there. But we have to get back to you on that. And also, any prerequisite. See, there were no prerequisites when I joined. I think the only thing I knew then was I think HTML and CSS, and I think Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel. Those are the things I knew. I just applied like a student trying to like find the next big thing that's going to change his life. So the Microsoft team is not even consider about what tool or what technical skills you have now. They are more considerate about what are your plans when you get into the program. What will you do? What are the attributes that you have that is going to make you excel, and what are the things that you're looking to grow upon? So I don't think that you should focus too much on, oh, I'm a beginner in tech, oh, I'm an intermediate or agba in tech. Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador is like a platform for everybody, whether you are just starting out in learning any stack or anything like that. Just have those attributes that Flora has mentioned and myself who have mentioned, like just uh list out all of those things. You don't need to have like any prerequisite or something like that. But you should be someone that should be very much interested in learning and open to learning as well.
Okay, thank you very much, Babatunde. Joshua, I would also like to add, same like Babatunde said, I've not heard of MLSA in Uni Abuja before, but there is no crime in being the first person. You have a whole community of ambassadors in Nigeria who are willing to support you. Every community actually started from one person, like in each school. It is one person that applies, and then from there share it to people in their campus, and yeah, growing as a community as time goes on. So I hope Babatunde answered your question perfectly.
Yes, thank you. I hope I can like also reach out to you guys if I have any like question like personally.
Of course, we'll drop
Right.
okay, maybe each panelist should just drop their link to their social accounts now, like in the chat section.
I'm
All
sorry,
right, cool.
Uh
Thank you.
for some reason
okay.
my chat
Kindly bring
box.
down your hand if it's still up. Okay, it's no longer up. Nice. So let's check the chat for the next
Sorry,
question.
hello. Sorry, for some reason my chat box is been like that since a
I
while
can't
now.
hear
So
you. Who is talking?
yeah, it's Tim Lane. My chat box has been refusing to display. It's just been loaded naturally. Nothing has been coming up. So I've not
Oh,
been able to see the questions and stuff, but I've been listening properly. So
okay.
please,
I'll read the questions.
for the
Okay.
socials and LinkedIn, please, is there a way I can get them after the?
Yes, I'll add it to the mail I'll use to send the event recording link. So there's no problem. You'll get all of that too.
Thank you very much. And I had a question. I posted it in the Q&A section since I could open the chat
I'll
box, but
get to it now. I'm coming.
thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome. Okay, so we've answered. Yeah, then there's Sulaiman Adamu. Should a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador want to host a program? Does Microsoft provide any form of support like getting a space, etc.? Any panelists should
Let
respond,
me
please.
answer that.
Okay.
Okay. So currently Microsoft does not like support physical events right now. So they might in the future, but currently they support virtual events, right? So they will provide event incentives, um, like giving your attendees LinkedIn Premium vouchers, Xbox vouchers, and I can't remember the others. I think at some point they were also giving like certification vouchers for specific events. So there might be like some events that Microsoft is hosting, and then if you do host a watch party, probably one of your attendees might get a certification voucher. So yeah, Microsoft does not currently support physical events. But then the other ways you can actually get funding. So even if Microsoft does not support and you really want to host a physical event, you can probably reach out to any of us on how to go about sending emails to sponsors and all those other things.
Okay, thank you very
Also,
much, Bumi.
for Unilag,
Um, okay,
if
okay.
like Unilag, we're planning to hold like an event this year. We had an event this year, and our alumni is quite big. So I just reach out to alumni and we're able to get money from them. So that really helped. So if you are planning to apply to OAU, probably when Bumi have left, you can just bill her and flog her to share.
You like students can do the same to you too, right?
I'm a session. Section, section.
Oh my. Okay. So yes, let's check those with their hands raised. Aki, is it Aki or Achi? Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. But unmute and ask your question. Please let's be fast. Time is going. Hello. A little louder, please. Huh? Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, go ahead and ask your question now.
Yeah, I think my questions have already been answered. Like people already asked the questions I had. So,
Your questions are?
I said they've already been answered. Like I had like
Oh,
3 questions, and yeah, most of
and
the
they've
people
all been
that
answered.
asked questions, yeah, they've all been answered.
Okay,
Yeah, so
okay. Thank you. Please put down your hands. Thank you. So if your question has been answered to like Aki or Achi, please put down your hands also. Thank you. Let's move on to lawyer De Michael. Sorry, I don't pronounce it. Oh, Michael, please ask your question. Unmute and ask your question.
Okay, so my good day, everyone. Am I being heard?
Yes. Good afternoon.
Okay, so my good afternoon. Please, my question is, I enrolled for the MLSA training, and so far it's just I think there has been one court, and we are the second court, and on our court, like in the Teams group, so far nothing really much has been going on. It's only week one content that's there, and the coach one has other content. So I don't know. We are just there, like nothing active has been going on actually, and the days are already going by, and I don't know what we should do about that. The only this thing that's there is just for cohort one, and we are cohort two. For cohort two, it's just 1 week of content that's there. So what? How do we go about that? Thank you.
I think the person who is facilitating it is probably like so tied up with like activities. I think that's Devgenics. So yeah, maybe we will just ask him how far if he needs help. But he's probably just tied up with stuff. So it's still ongoing. He's probably just really busy at the moment.
You can also reach out to him, Michael, to like inquire about updates with you guys' activities in the program. Okay, so a
I
question from the you. Hello.
I Hello, I reached out to him, but he has not replied to. So probably he's busy, like Bumi said.
Yeah,
Oh,
Nehemiah is currently busy, so I will also reach out to him. So I do know that he's quite busy. Well, I would reach out just to remind him.
Okay. Um, Next question. Okay, some of the questions have even been answered in the chat section. That makes it easier. Do you need? Okay, answered already too. What do ambassadors do to get promoted from alpha to beta to gold? I think I shared the screen that has that recently.
Okay, so I would like this to like be more interactive because the time I became beta, things have quite changed a lot. So I would think Mahmoud should take how ambassadors become beta nowadays. Then
I'm coming.
think
Let me share the. This is the
uh,
most recent one from the website. Yeah.
okay. Oh, I think you mentioned the question was like, what do they need to do? I think these are
Okay,
just
completing a learning. Oh, these are the benefits.
yeah. So Mahmoud, can you just like touch on how they can become beta? So I think it's changed now.
Ah, okay. So it has been long. I became a beta ambassador too since January 2022. So I think there have been a
Most
lot of
of the
updates. So
requirements are actually still the same thing. You have to complete a learning part and a technical onboarding session to advance to alpha. Then host an event to advance to beta. Gold is based on nomination. It's still around
Yeah,
that same stuff, sure.
yeah. For
okay.
good, so I think for good, the more good ambassadors that nominate you, the more of a chance you stand. Like so me then, I think some of my friends became good ambassadors. So like I mentioned, when I would host my first event, we the person that helped me to host my first beta event was the MLSA in Kenya. He became a good ambassador. And all the people I knew, all the Microsoft Learn Student ambassadors I knew in Kenya became good student ambassadors. So by the time I wanted to become good, I already have like 4 people that were nominating me that were good ambassadors. So I think that has a significant effect. And also with the things you do, like I was like what Flora and Mahmoud were doing in Unilag, we have something like that. So Unilag, we have more of the resources. Like that's why I'm like I'm bowing for Flora and Mahmoud because a lot of people come to organize events in Unilag and it's quite open as per Lagos. So I volunteered for global platform events and also like other events that were pertaining to Microsoft. And also, yeah, that's it. Like I was also involved like contributing to the community, like doing calls, try to contribute, try to just make people know you. Like this is not like you just form a healthy relationship, and from there, if you just need people to nominate you and just reach out.
Networking with people for
Yeah,
good
exactly.
reasons.
It's
Yes.
more of like don't say you want to go and network because you want to go and become good. It's going to become fake. Just network because aside good student ambassador, you don't like people actually help you. Like my friend Steven, uh Steven has sacrificed quite a lot for me, but it's because of like genuine relationship, and we know that in this tech ecosystem, like we want to both grow and prosper. Like, yeah, that's it. And you just see that things will
Okay.
just come naturally.
In reality, thank you very much, Babatunde.
I
So,
I would like to add to what Babatunde said.
oh, okay, sorry.
So I think now the Microsoft ecosystem is kind of changing. Like it's not just only based on your nomination alone. Because I think because prior to when I applied, before anybody could nominate you, like aside the gold, even the your fellow students could nominate you based on what you do and the impact they feel by from what you do. But I think now Microsoft's like is not just going to give higher chances to that anymore. So now it's more on what exactly you are doing and okay, and on the side, the people that nominate you. So, for example, when I applied for gold, it was two people that nominated me. That was Stephen Praise and Hamid. So those two, now in support to what what I've done. So I think because anybody could go and also for someone to nominate them and get as much number of people to nominate the person. So like Hamid said, don't just be after, okay, this person should nominate me. Like before I approach anybody to nominate me, I didn't just go randomly. I went to people that I've worked with personally that okay know me and know what I've done. So it was not like, oh, just come and nominate me and all and the like for me to get nominated to go. So just focus on building yourself and let your impact be felt. Then once you will need the nomination, it's surely going to come for you. So that's it.
Okay, so to like elaborate for some people who don't know or understand what thank you very much, Flora. Understand what the milestones mean in like the MLSA program. When you are accepted as a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, you are a new ambassador. So you have to advance to Alpha. From Alpha, you get promoted to Beta. Then from Beta, if you are nominated, just like Flora and Babatunde have said, if you are nominated, you advance to Gold, which is the highest level or ranking in the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador program. Now, to advance from new ambassador, like just accepted ambassador, to alpha, you have to complete a learning path on Microsoft Learn. Microsoft Learn is like a whole website with different learning paths where you can learn about different things from React.js, Python, Microsoft Azure, any tech topic, introduction to cybersecurity and the likes are available to be learned on Microsoft Learn. So you have to complete a learning path on that Microsoft Learn. Then you advance to alpha stage. After that, you have something called technical onboarding. Technical onboarding is more like whether you are into tech or you're not into tech, you have to make use of easy tools like Microsoft's GitHub Codespaces or GitHub Copilot. And don't worry if it sounds foreign. They are usually step-by-step processes to explain how you go about it. And if you still don't understand it, you have a whole community of other ambassadors who can put you through, just like Babatunde and Mahmoud mentioned earlier. There are always people willing to help you out. Now, aside completing this technical onboarding to promote to the beta level, which is this, you have to host an event too, because like that's what the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador program is all about. You learn new technologies or you update your existing knowledge on old technologies, and then you teach others. It's about learning and teaching others. So you have to host an event where you skill people on using a Microsoft technology. And Microsoft technology in this sense does not have to mean something complex at all. It can be Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, GitHub, LinkedIn, anything that is a Microsoft product or Microsoft related. You just have to like train people on it. If you're a UI UX designer, something like training people on how to use Microsoft Designer is a skill. For someone like me, I'm not a cloud engineer, but my first event as beta was about introduction to cloud computing using Microsoft Azure. And I was training people who are not even into tech at all, but they were still able to understand and learn something new, like the use of Microsoft Azure, what cloud computing was all about, and the likes. Now, as a beta, you can choose to keep hosting events, and the more you host events, make impacts, like by teaching others, learning, participating in community events, community activities. If you are worthy enough, you can get a gold ambassador or more than one gold ambassador to nominate you to advance to gold last from beta, which is the higher level, gold, which is the higher level. So that's all about the ambassador milestones. For alpha, you need to complete a learning path to become alpha. You need to complete technical onboarding and host an event to be beta. Then you have to be nominated to become gold. Let's quickly rush back to the question. Sorry, time is far spent. But how many people do we still have raising their hands now? Okay. Moses, please unmute and ask your questions very briefly, please. Hello. Okay, I don't think Moses is around. Kayode, are you available?
Yeah, hello, I'm available. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. I've been hearing about Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, and um I've been waiting for the application to get open. I don't know if I'm right, but I don't know how to go about registering for it because I think I heard about Microsoft Learn, and I've been using Microsoft Learn for a long time now, but I don't know how to get into Microsoft Learn.
Oh, okay. Any panelists should please like explain the whole application process when it opens and all for Kayode. Hi Mahmoud, Bumi, Flora, Babatunde,
Okay.
who is available?
Okay. So the question is about is it how do you apply or
Yeah, like he said he does not know when the application opens. He has been saying it and has been using Microsoft Learn, but he does not know when the application opens or how to go about the application.
if the application is always open, the form is always open. The only thing is we have cohorts, right? We have quarterly cohorts. So there is like at the end of each quarter, they review applications and get back to you. So the last quarter for this year has been reviewed already, which was in September. Yes, yeah. So till next year, January. I think they'll be reviewed early January or I think December, and then decisions will be announced in January. So if you submit between now and December, you get to know in January. So the application form is actually always open.
Okay, I'll drop a link to the application page in the chat section. Or I think Mahmoud already dropped it earlier. Thank you very much, Bumi. Kayode, did that answer your question?
Yes. I'll check the chat box for the application link now.
Okay. Okay. So the next question is coming from the chat section. Oh my. I'm coming. We'll reply chats in the chat and then Chinon, so you have a question, please ask. We don't have much time on our hands anymore. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes. No, we can no longer hear you. Please speak louder.
Can you hear me now?
Not quite loud.
Okay, my question
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I guess. But it's a bit faint.
I was
Hello,
asking
we can hear you.
Can you type your question in the chat section? We can't hear you. Chinonso.
Yes, I'm typing the question.
Okay, so while he types his question, the next question in the chat section is like, is it necessary for you to have previous leadership? Is it necessary for you to have previous leadership experience to become an MLSA?
It depends on what you think. Like leadership means like can come with different things. Me, I've never like led like a community before. So you can just talk about things you've done in your own daily, how you take leadership initiative, probably little things you've done. But on a general level, I think now they are looking for people to take initiative. That's the last quote people have met. Like there are people that have taken initiative, but if you have not, you can just talk about that you are willing to learn and also like take initiative later on. I think so. So you can be on both sides. I would say it's in between. So if you don't have like previous leadership experience, you can just say that you are willing to learn. But I do know that leadership experience really help during the application. Like if you say you have that.
Okay. Thank you very much, Babatunde. So Moses also asked, like, apart from the actual MLSA, are there like other members of the group, like some other student tech community of some sort? Yes, Moses, every school that has an MLSA has a community for them, like MLSA Futa, MLSA Unilag, and the likes. So these communities are managed by MLSAs in such schools, like just like Babatunde mentioned now, said he had no experience, like prior experience leading a community, but after becoming an MLSA and working with others, they're able to build the Microsoft Students community in Unilag. Okay, what else? I think that's the bulk of. We have answered all of this. When we apply, what's the waiting time till you get a response? Oh, somebody was asking Auntie Bumi. When you apply for the MLSA program, what's the waiting time till you get response? She also does machine learning. Hi, Auntie Bumi. Hello, Bumi.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's
Okay, just yes, thank you.
I think it's quarterly, so you can divide each year to like different quarters. So once it's almost the second quarter, you get notified if you apply the previous quarter. So let's say you apply right now, you get feedback by December/January if your application was successful. So that's the waiting time. Let's say 3 months.
Okay, thank you very much, Babatunde. Ibrahim was asking if the Xbox or something. Okay, that should be like the benefits for hosting event incentive. Oh well, the Xbox is for those that game. I don't know, those that are into gaming. I don't really know much about it. What else? Okay, yeah, Chin also said if some of us that are graduates can still be accepted in okay, he's asking if some of us that are graduates can still be accepted in MLSA. The MLSA program is majorly for students. So you can only be in MLSA if you're an undergraduate student or a graduate student. Oh, Mahmoud is replying already. That's nice. You can only apply as an undergraduate or a graduate student. But if you're just like a graduate and not currently schooling, you cannot apply for the MLSA program. I guess that wraps it up, and we have covered most of what we have to cover. Is Moses around now? If you're around, please unmute yourself so we take the last question for today. Time is fast spent already. Hello, Moses. Okay, I don't think they're around. So we're meant to have our live application demo, but from the looks of things, oh my, I'm coming. Hello, is anybody talking? Hello. Okay, so I'm coming. Yep. I'll drop some links on exactly, that's the link I'm about to drop. But in the email I'll send for the recording, I'll also attach all of this. So there is an email and the step-by-step process on how to apply for the MLSA program. I said an email. There's a link. Oh my God. There's a link and then how to apply. So I'm coming. Check the chat section, please. And for those that cannot access the chat section currently, I would add it to the mail. Do you have more than one ambassador in a school? Of course. In FUTA, we have close to how many ambassadors now? Almost 20 ambassadors, if we are no more than that, including those that have graduated. And some schools have more than that.
Unilag is still like topping the list.
Oh well.
Yeah, we have like you can have like I think currently you have like more than 5, 6, 7. You can have many. It's even a good thing if you have like many. Plenty, sir.
Okay, so step-by-step process on how to apply, link to apply, and what else? Okay. So aside the link to apply, Some of the questions might have changed from what is in the blog because Microsoft like changes randomly. Just make sure like you remember the tip that Babatunde gave earlier for tackling the video aspect. That started raining here. Sorry, I'm coming. Okay, so can anyone hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you clearly, loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. For us to round up, since we can no longer take the live demo session, I already dropped the link on the step-by-step process on how to apply for those that have not applied at all. Then the link to apply is also attached. Now, for the video aspects that most people find problems with, Babatunde, please, can you kindly go over like the steps you took earlier, like the tips you gave earlier on how to tackle that video aspect? Then we call it a day.
Okay. So the first thing is that you take all the list of the questions, put it on a Microsoft Doc, a Google Doc, put the questions, answer them, provide like text, like put all the answers on a Google document. So you have to be okay. Look at the questions. I think there are 3 or 4. Look at the one that you are most confident that okay can speak on, or you have experience. So you choose one of the questions, you start your video preparation, and when you start that, you then sorry, you then when you start you do the video, do multiple iterations. What iterations means that you do multiple versions, you assess it yourself. Then when you are sure that okay, I've gotten the one that is the most appropriate for the application, you then send it to a couple of your friends or even ambassadors in your community. Tell them to have a look at it. Be patient. Like I know a lot of people are currently doing so many things. Like be patient. So when you've done that, they've reviewed, they've given feedback. You incorporate the feedback into your video. Then you then do it all over again. Do a final draft of the video, and then one thing that also people should also know is that if you're uploading to Google Drive, make sure it is accessible because the people that are reviewing the application don't have the time to be reaching out to you that make this inaccessible. They'll just give you rejection. That's how it is, unfortunately. So you just make sure that ensure that you share the Google Drive link or whatever platform you're applying to, share it to someone, let them be able to access it. Then if they're able to access it, then you use that same link to apply as well. So that's the process I used. And I think that's the most ideal process as well.
All right, thank you very much, Babatunde. For those with video issues, I hope that resolves it. And if you are very, very shy, you can do it in the middle of the night, like Babatunde said he did his own. Just hold your
Yes.
phone up and do what you want to do. Exactly. Check the chat section, everyone. Mahmoud mentioned that you can search on YouTube and see how other people that applied did their own. Most people upload their videos. I uploaded mine on my YouTube page. I would add that link to the list of links that I will send. So check how they did their own and just go with the flow. Although the questions might be slightly different since Microsoft changes them regularly. The questions they answered. I hope that answers the bulk of it. Does any panelist have anything to say? Flora, Mahmoud, Babatunde, does anyone have anything to add?
Yeah, I'll just say that like I'm always like very happy when people want to like take steps or initiative to help themselves. Like we are all trying to figure out things. Like we don't know it all. We just like more of like do what we can do. So I would say that when you reach out to someone and they're like they'll get back to you, sometimes we forget. So try to be patient and be respectful to like the other person. And you can just come up with reminders, like or even try to accommodate, like tell them that you want to jump on a call with them, they're able to do it. So once you've gotten into the community, I know it's quite overwhelming. I've had some couple of friends that tell me that even when I joined, it was overwhelming, but just have the open mindset. And also, yeah, also before you become an MLS, there are also like packages that I think people should notice about, which is the GitHub Student Developers Pack. You can have access to that. irrespective if you're an MLSA or not. And that alone still give you like access. So if you're a designer, like Alima mentioned, our first event was on cloud engineering. Be open-minded. You never know. You never know. Just imagine you are trying to design landing page for Microsoft Azure. You get into Microsoft. Of course, they will expect you to know how some things interact with each other. So you might not really have the technical expertise to use Azure, but you know how some things work. You know what this thing is for and all of that. That's what Microsoft's like learning resources give access to you for. So I wish you guys best of luck on your application and yeah, like also even though you are not an MLSC, try to still be present in your student community. Help out when you want to organize events. Don't run away from responsibilities. Like if you can't do something, communicate. Another thing, another trait I mentioned that we didn't mention, or article we didn't mention is communication. Communication. I'm of the opinion that there's nothing like over communication. If you cannot do something, don't assume. Put it out there. Communicate with people. Like we are trying to be professionals. We are not trying to just live on vibes and assume that everybody will understand. So communicate with people.
Okay, thank you very much, Babatunde. Thank you very much for joining us. Flora, Mahmoud, and Bumi already left. So as okay, Mahmoud, you have something to say. You can unmute yourself. Hello, your hands are raised, Mahmoud.
Um, can I talk now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I want to add something before giving the call. Joining the Microsoft Student Ambassadors community is going to open a lot of opportunities. Like, for example, now when I joined, what I noticed, one of the key traits that I noticed about the MLSA Nigeria community is that they want you to grow and they share a lot of opportunities. I remember that time when I was still like a novice in the community. Almost every day you see like 10 job opportunities, people referring people for jobs, those that are working, they referring those that are trying to get a job, they refer people, they get you opportunities. Another thing is that if you notice very well, the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors, they being part of the community helps them to grow in other aspects. I know at least 3 Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors that are interned at Bank of America last year. There are more than that. Like almost every year we get that kind of opportunity because of we are part of the community. We're able to grow faster because people that are there, they have that growth mindset. So you will be forced to have that growth mindset. If you are really willing to have that growth mindset, you're able to get it as soon as possible. Then another thing is that I'm currently the campus lead of a program called the Microsoft ADC Student League, which is the Africa Development Center. The way I got the opportunity because I'm a student ambassador at Microsoft. So as I said earlier, it will open a lot of opportunities. So we are really we are hopeful that okay, people that are on the call, they are going to join us soon. And please feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn if you have any questions concerning joining the call. You are welcome to join the community. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you, Mahmoud. Thank you very much for joining us, our panelists. And I'm sure everybody had like a wonderful time and most of our questions were answered. So you can choose to leave the meeting now if you want. Thank you. But for the participants, to round up, I sent a mail to those that are registered to take a poll on the preferred event incentives that you would love to have. And here is the result of the poll. No, Joe, nothing. Only one person wanted the Xbox Game Pass. LinkedIn Premium voucher that is available for a year, just 11 people. And then the highest thing was having direct nomination or recommendation into the MLSA program by a current MLSA. So for the active participants, we'll have to like go through the whole event recording and all for that. And the team from MLSA Futa will decide. For the active participants, you would be reached out to, although you still have to go through like a mini interview to be sure you really want to get into the MLSA program. And then from there, you get your direct nomination and recommendation into the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador program. Thank you for joining, everyone. I do hope you learned a lot of things about the MLSA program. So that's the end. Thank you.
Hello, Alima. Sorry, please.
Oh,
Um, I wanted to reiterate that I don't know, maybe if that would be for a reason, some reason I couldn't open my chat box. So I wonder if that is not like a ground for inactivity in this, because I've been trying to type messages. I couldn't. My chat box in during the meeting was totally offline. I even left and rejoined. The same thing happened. So I don't know if that would be
oh.
grounds for inactivity in the event.
No, you explained yourself earlier already, so there is no problem. It won't be regarded as inactivity. Thank you.
Very much. Thank you
So,
very much.
yes, you're welcome. Have a lovely weekend, everyone. Thank you very much for joining in.
Thank you so much.